Hey Thinksters, and welcome to today's one-liner session. So in today's video I'm going to explain how to work with NumPy arrays. In particular we are going to look at slicing, broadcasting and array types. So it's like it addresses advanced data science topics specifically in the NumPy for the NumPy library. Okay, so but I'll explain the concept on the fly, okay? But first I will basically dive into the one-liner and then we can discuss the details later. Okay, so first of all we import NumPy as NP, and so we imported the NumPy library, and we usually use the shortened notation NP, so that we don't have to type as many characters in our code. Okay, then we have a I might just copy paste some code. Okay, so we have basically 4 variables. These are like yearly salary data from some different job professions. For example, data scientist in 2025 earns 130,000 per year. In 26 he earns 132,000, and in 27 he earns $137,000. Okay, so something like this. So you have 3 subsequent years and they earn that many money. Okay, and now you create a list of lists called employees. So and this is like based on a list of lists, you create a NumPy array: data scientist, product manager, designer and software engineer. Okay, like this. Yeah, by the way, as you see, like software engineers, product managers, data scientists, all of those earn more than 6 figures, and this is like an average salary in the US. So if you are one of those, then you can easily earn 6 figures. If you want to learn more how to actually reach this earning potential, then check out my free webinar where I show you how to create your high income skill Python development and like earn money as you learn the Python programming language. Okay, so I give a link in the description below basically, so just check it out. Okay, so here you create this NumPy array of the two-dimensional NumPy array. So you have 3 columns and 4 rows, and so we can also print this array so that you can see how it looks like. Employees, and yeah, so it's like this. We have some numerical array, and now you have the one-liner. You want to replace every second, so you want to create just the data scientist salary by 10% every other year. How do you do this? Okay, so this is like our challenge in a single line of code. So we do this with slice assignment, and slice assignment here in NumPy. So we select a slice of values that we want to replace on the right. We select it on the left hand side, and we give the replace values on the right hand side. So this is one of the first important features, feature I wanted to explain in this video, slice assignment. Okay, so we select the first row. Yeah, so by selecting employee, then the square bracket notation and 0, we select the first row, and now we want to select every other value. Okay, so and how do we do this? We give default start and default stop index the general slicing notation is to give a start, stop and a step size, and this means that we start at index start, stop at index stop, and only take every other value. Okay, so if you have a 2 here, the default value is 1, so and if you use 1, then you could also leave it away. Okay, but here we have like default start and stop, which means that we slice. So the first value is this whole row. This whole row is the first value which we access through the first notation here in NumPy, and now we want to take every other value from this whole thing. These are the 3 subsequent salaries by the data scientists. So we want to take every other value. So we want to take the first one and the last one. Okay, and how do we do this? Yeah, again, this is a slice operation. We use default start, default stop. So we go from the left to the right and take all values into the consideration, but only every second one. Okay, so this is like this step size 2 indicates that we only take the first one and then only the third one and the fifth one and so on. Okay, so this basically selects some values that we want to replace. Now we have to define how to replace those values. And the shape of the left operand and the right operand on this slice assignment operation should be the same. Okay, and how do we do this? Yeah, again, we use slicing to employee to select the data. We want to select exactly the same data because we want to modify it. Yeah, so we want to modify, take this value and modify it by 10%. And how can we do this? Yeah, we simply multiply it with the float. Okay, but now this is a list. It's not list. It's a NumPy slice. And we can multiply a NumPy slice with a float value. But what does it mean? Yeah, basically here NumPy internally uses broadcasting, the feature of broadcasting, which means that if one of the operands doesn't fit the other operand, then it tries to broadcast the simpler operand so that it matches the more complicated operand. Okay, so here we have like a NumPy array, one-dimensional NumPy array. Here we have a float. So this means that that NumPy internally simply broadcasts this simple float value into an array of simple float values. Like an array, then we have NumPy array 1.1, 1.1, 1.1. So, or actually in this case, we have two values on the left. So we will have two values on the right as well. And now we simply do element-wise multiplication. Okay, so we multiply the first value from this slice with 1.1, and then we multiply the second value from this slice with 1.1, and the result is a NumPy array. And we assign this NumPy array to those selected values, which I have already shown you. Okay, so these are the two selected values. We multiply them with 1.1, then we assign them to the left. Okay, and by doing this very concise notation, we can achieve our objective. You simply print this thing now, and you see that we have employee doesn't exist, so we have to use employees. Okay, so let's execute this and make it a bit smaller so that it fits the screen. Okay, so here you see the resulting output. Okay, here we have, like, this was the first matrix and this one is the second matrix, and you see they are identical with one difference. The first row, which is the data scientist salary, has increased by 10%. Okay, from 130, 10% is 13, so we add 13 to this, which is 143. Okay, so basically this is like this demonstrates a few features. It demonstrates slicing and slice assignment. So slicing to select some values, slice assignment to replace some values on the left side of the equation. It shows broadcasting, and it also shows like the data type of NumPy arrays. Why? Because here the resulting value is all data values are of type integer. Why is this the case? We have a floating point operation here. So we have we multiply NumPy array of integers with a float value, and the result is an integer. This is very unusual because in Python, if you multiply two values, for example, like in pure Python, you have 1.1 times 13. It gives you a float value. So why is not the result? So why is the resulting type integer instead of float? Even if we have a float operation here, the reason is that employees data, the array, if you first create it, is of type integer. So it's an integer NumPy array, and the NumPy arrays cannot change their type later afterwards. Okay, so therefore, if the type, like if you put in float here, it automatically converts it to integer values and stores it in the array. Okay, so it does like default integer conversion automatically. So you have learned a lot of things like slicing, slice assignment, broadcasting, and array types in this video. And we used all of them in a single line of code. Okay, thanks for watching this one-liner. I hope that you learned something out of it and improved your NumPy skills a little bit. If you like one-liners, then check out my book, my new book, Python One-Liners. Where do I have it? Use thumbnails here. So I've just published my new book, Python One-Liners, and yeah, you can check it out. Just Google it. You can get it from my publisher, No Starch Press. And in my new book, we have collected basically 10 one-liners in the data science space, 10 one-liners in the machine learning space, 10 one-liners in the algorithms space, 10 one-liners basic Python, and 10 one-liners regular expressions. So we try to cover different areas in computer science that are very important for your general code understanding, to lift you to a higher level, so that you can really understand every single line of Python code you will ever encounter in practice. And yeah, this series now is about the NumPy data science one-liners, but I also I create more videos like this to cover all the one-liners addressed in the book. Yeah, so check out the book. It's we have spent 1.5 years diligently improving the book so that you can really get the reading experience you deserve as a book buyer. So the book, I think the overall quality of the book is very good because of the editing skills of the no starch people. And yeah, so check out the book. If you like the video, then give us a like and subscribe. Watch the other Python one-liner videos that I release, and see you soon. Bye.